AMC still maintaining its posture regardless of the market's capitulation. Let's go ahead and verify what could be happening for the coming week. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with an AMC technicals and raw price action thread of analysis on this happy Friday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community and Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so we're looking at AMC on the 12-hour chart here. We're going to be referencing the immediate short-term time frame as well, but I just wanted to show you guys that we're still within this broadening descending wedge in a smaller time frame, right? And I'm actually talking about the smaller time frame broadening descending wedge because we are amongst a larger one, of which was very similar to the last one we had before that big run up, right? Both of the big run ups. So yeah, the positioning is still very bullish. I like where we're standing. It looks like we're trying to find the ground right now. I'm trying to say what I'm trying to say is that we're trying to find that floor right now before continuing on that next leg up. Okay, so let's go ahead and now reference the immediate short-term time frame with the Crypstex ARC-Series indicators. Okay, you guys, so what we're looking at here is the ARC balancer. So this is an identifier of support and resistances previously touched and used, and it looks like right now with these two yellow dots printing right here, so actually signaling the bottom of the support, it looks like we may be able to bounce around this area here for the coming sessions. Okay, I'm talking about between about 518 and 521 for the hourly chart. Okay, so now if we actually just go ahead and reference the price action before this, from a trend line here, let me just go ahead and show you. We'll draw a trend line right over here and we'll see the relevance of the support area that we're currently sitting in. Okay, so we're looking at resistance here, resistance over here with this one right here too. We have the opening of this candle here, and these two candles right over here. So lots of relevance to the support line that ARC balancer is actually showing us. So this may be an area for us to consider for before the next leg up. So if we're able to make a wick down into lower areas, of course we still have these areas of relevant support right here, which is in respect to actually, you know what, it could be a range. So I can give that to you in this manner here. Let's go ahead and just take a little box for range and we're gonna go ahead and draw it just like this. Okay, so of course we can always be we can always express the discretion behind the algorithm telling us what could be happening, right? So these would be a very likely area for us to use as a continued support before continuing on to the upside. Okay, so it's very important for us to consider what we're doing in price action, in the raw price action. Okay, so let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart, and we're going to reference volatility versus momentum represented by the ARC enhanced MACD. Okay, so in this case, we can actually see that we did get that bull signal printed at the opening of this candle right down here, which was at about $4.92 before continuing on that upside. We have been facing a little bit of consolidation here throughout the 4-hour chart, but rest assured that it's looking like the strength is still maintaining. Notice that we actually have not printed a bear signal just yet, like right over here. Okay, so we're still in the positive here, and it looks like the volatility is still in that expansion phase. Okay, volatility represented by this red cloud, momentum represented by the MACD's moving average with bull and bear signals. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see what the relevant strength is between the bulls and the bears. Okay, so we're gonna reference the ARC DBSI for that. Okay, so it looks like the ARC DBSI is telling us that we are right above. We're converting right now, literally as we speak. We have converted that 13-day exponential moving average as a form of support, and we are testing it, okay? The great thing here is that the 13-day simple moving average represented by the DBSI is actually in direct correlation with our ascending channel, okay? So this is very good. The sooner we're able to validate these things as a form of support, then the sooner we can actually continue on to the upside. Please know that these are two relevant areas of support now, okay? And the reason I'm saying that is because we have, first of all, the ascending channel support and the 13-day exponential moving average. I wanted to touch on the fact, I actually forgot to touch on the Fibonacci extensions here, or the retracement. regarding the ARC balancer indicator. So what we're looking at here is a very, very bullish area that we're standing on. Okay, so now referencing the small discretionary support that we were talking about, please notice the relevance between the NOT 382 at $5.12 and that support bottom. Another thing to notice here is that we're right, the price action is actually at 521. We're right at the 0.5, which signals that we're within the golden pocket. Okay, so this is very, very good to consider for price action, and it's very smart of the ARC balancer to give us this support line here. Okay, so it is bullish that we are within this zone that's called the golden pocket, which is usually found between the NOT 382 and the NOT 618, just in case you didn't or you don't know, right? So let's go ahead and now move on to the next chart, as we do have some more things to talk about. Okay, so this is going to be the RSI, and what we're looking at here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drives of regular bullish divergence printed on the daily chart, and it looks like it's already in action. We are suggesting a little bit of consolidation. Even still, the reason why we could be a little bit bullish and a little bit bearish is simply because we're landing right inside of the gravitational zone of the RSI. Okay, I'm sorry, of the bear weakness percentile. Okay, so this is the bear weakness, this is the bear strength percentile. You have the bull weakness and the bull strength. Okay, so anything in between these zones, I'm talking about 2% from the read. Okay, so 2% up, 2% down, right? Anywhere in the chart, you're looking at the gravitational zones. Okay, so now as we move up on this zone where we currently are, this is the gravitational zone that would essentially push us to the upside. The reason why I'm suggesting that there could be a little bit of consolidation and still some more sideways trading to be faced is simply because we have the 14-day simple moving average represented by this pink line above, literally above us, and also the gravitational zone from the bull weakness percentile. Okay, so we could actually find resistance from both those areas and then come right back down and find a support from the from the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile and then bounce back up and forth. Okay, so this is literally what I'm trying to explain, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis, which would actually be the multi-pane and load all of the instances of the time frames that are relevant for us to focus on for the RSI. Okay, so let's go ahead and reference the 30-minute immediate short-term time frame. You can see that it is facing the downside, getting very close to that gravitational pull of the bear weakness percentile, which would essentially mean that we have a pull back down in there. Remember that this is the 30-minute, and this is likely to live out really fast. And the 30-minute, in fact, is in line with the buy hourly, suggesting a little bit of a continuation to the way down. Please notice that the pivot is not nearly as strong or significant as this prior iteration here. In fact, it looks like the bears are losing a little bit of strength, which, by the way, this RSI and the setup presented here is absolutely in correlation with the ARC balancer. Okay, so this is very good correlation that we have to find here. It's suggesting a continuation ever so slightly to the downside to where these yellow dots were printed before a continuation onto the upside and or sideways temporarily. Okay, so let's go ahead and now reference the 6 hour, and please notice that the 6 hour is also a little bit bullish, a little bit bearish. Okay, the good thing is here is that we have converted that 14-day simple moving average as a form of support. So this is very good. So in case we do fall to the downside, we have that 14-day simple moving average as that saving grace before a continuation on to the upside. Okay, so a very good thing here is that please notice the pivot to the downside. It looks like it's very much slowing down. It's trying to correct itself to make that upside. The bulls are still absolutely in charge of this situation here. Okay, so look at the 12-hour time frame as well, very much suggesting sideways trading for the incoming session. And also let's go ahead and take a look at the 3-day. As soon as we start just solidifying wherever we're sitting, which could be for the next few days, starting from maybe Tuesday to about Thursday, then we can actually start looking at the upside in the larger term time frame. Please notice that the 3-day and the 5-day RSI have both used that 14-day simple moving average as a form of support before now continuing on to the upside. Same thing here on the 5-day. Very good price action coming in for AMC in the short term. Okay, we just need to go ahead and validate the areas of support from which we're currently sitting on right now before moving on to that upside. Okay, and this is also in reference to that ascending channel that we're in right now. Okay, we need to validate these areas of support alongside the 13 days exponential moving average represented by the ARC DBSI indicator. Please notice that the strength from bulls versus bears right now is literally sitting still. 98% bulls leading the bears at 2%. Still very, very bullish. The DBSI indicator actually gave us the long signal right down here at the opening of this candle here on the 8-hour chart at $4.92, which is absolutely in correlation with the long signals printed with this with the enhanced MACD, right? So go ahead and look at right here, $4.92 as well, right at that bull signal. So we have lots of correlation, lots of rhyming here. I think that this is still prepped for an upside move, even still with the markets going to the downside, right? So please remember, as soon as the markets start to recover just a little bit, I'm talking just a little bit, this will literally rocket ship AMC to the price action to where we want to see things, right? Please remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, okay? As I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever. I need you to do your own DD, your own due diligence, and everything will be just fine, okay? You guys, please go ahead and reference the links in the description below for you to go ahead and get in touch with me to review the subscription packages for the ARC-Series Crypstex indicators. Here is my Twitter handle. Please go ahead and refer to that DM, and we'll go ahead and get you situated and get you moving on with these strategies. Okay, you guys. So with that said, I wish you well a very, very good weekend, a long weekend. Remember, we are going to be coming back to the markets on Tuesday. Okay, it's because of President's Day, Monday. All right, you guys. So with that said, I wish you well, a very good weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Tuesday. Adios.